Hi, I'm Dave Worland. I'm the principal of Cathedral High School, and I'm excited to have a nice broadcast here with two of our theater directors, teachers at Cathedral High School. And I'm sure all the years you've been at this business, and even with Suzycle the Musical, there's probably some funny things that go on behind the scenes that nobody gets to see. Is there any of those you could share with us?
Well, we had some.
Yeah.
So many happen that you have to just be there for. But during Suzycle, one of the tech rehearsals, our actor who was playing the Grinch, Mikey Boyle, his mic, he's also the tallest person on stage, and his mic started doing a funny thing where it was kind of gravelly and rough.
Yeah, it sounded like a sound effect that you would maybe appropriately use on the Grinch, but it wasn't meant to be that.
And we just sat in the back giggling and giggling because there was nothing we could really do about it.
Right.
And he thought he put on a really funny performance. He goes, I don't think it was supposed to be that funny. And I told him what happened, and he thought it was very funny.
So the Black Box Theater is another performance space we have here at Cathedral where it's a smaller, intimate space, and it allows for smaller productions as well. So what we're doing with this particular Black Box is we're trying to create a comedy out of improv. So it's an unscripted piece, and we just have ideas for scenes, and then we're going to rehearse it for the next couple of weeks in an improv form, and then perform it Thursday in front of a live audience. So we'll be down there at 4 o'clock on next Thursday.
May 2nd.
Can you walk us through a little bit of what, once it's announced and then once the actual production is taking place, what are some things going on in between?
Well, we try to take some of the summer off. We've met some during the summer, tried not to, but we did. And we start getting the production team together, which means
The choreographer, who's going to do the costumes, props, kind of the big pieces of the puzzle. If we need someone to help us with sound even, we've had that in the past. And these are adults who would come in and kind of help us as a support team. So we're kind of going through the process right now. So we select the show, and we do think about, as we select it, we think about who we have in our department. We think about how the facility can operate with a kind of production like this. So we try to think about everything production-wise first, and can we do this? And then we announce it. And then we kind of generate some excitement. And then, we try to take a little bit of time off. But some shows we've had to plan more than others depending on the show. I was thinking back to Shrek. It was a really complicated show for us. Even just the makeup alone, getting the Shrek makeup. It took us a long time we had to research where to get it from, and then how to get it to Cathedral. And that was an interesting process for me. I was talking to a place up in Canada, and then we ended up finally getting it from a place in Tennessee. So, but that was a long process.
we had to order months in advance to get it.
Yeah.
But we are constantly working on a production and planning for the next. It's a constant rollover. And even now, we've finished Suzycle, but we're finishing up what we've done. We're, striking the set, mailing the scripts back, getting people their DVDs and photos. So we have a lot of wrap up as well. So we're just always on the move with it.
Talk to us a little bit about when you cast and then you have to make decisions. Somebody's lead, somebody's not. Somebody's going to work in a choir, and some of them are not. So how's that go when you start to cast and you have to pick the great individuals or groups that make the play go?
It is probably one of the toughest moments between directors and the students. With the musical, we work with music, dance, and acting, and we have to make a decision between the three of us. And we also look at what their work ethic is. If they are someone who really is dedicated to what we're doing. But sometimes you find one person that fits in that role, and you build the rest of the people how it will work the best for this one show. And I try it's terrible because hearts break. But I tried to tell them it's not a rejection of them as a person. It's not a rejection. It's just at this time, this is where we need you for the talents you provide there. But it's a tough one.
It kind of changes throughout the years, depending on the student interest. Sometimes we'll have a kid who's really interested in painting. And so maybe we'll do a lot of set design that has a lot of painting involved. This year we had a huge paint crew of, I think, like 12 students who wanted to just every day paint something. So Seussical was the perfect show for them because they could paint, we had backdrops, we had the set, and we had all these neat colors. So it was really kind of a perfect experience for them. So it kind of depends on the year. This year we've been working with a local set designer, Kyle Ragsdale. That's kind of a new thing for us. But in years past we've had students design sets. I remember Andrew Brennan designed a Little Shop of Horrors for a fall play. And so it's different every year. But I typically am the one I'm responsible for taking the set design, putting it into real technical drawings and giving them to my classes to build. And so that's the kind of the thing that hasn't changed over the years is our classes do a lot of the building. We do have a crew after school, but we have these 4 or 5 classes who also build during the day. So it's kind of this effort of, I'd say, over 100 people doing this.
Wow, amazing.
That's just the set. That's not.
Just the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's behind the scenes, getting ready for the show, and it takes time, I'm sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cathedral is a Holy Cross school, so we talk about Holy Cross values in all that we do, whether it's in daily curriculum, whether it's before and after school, and all that. I'm sure the theater incorporates Holy Cross values. Can you give an example or two of what those are?
Well, one of the first ones I would put is excellence. And I think that's something that Michael and I both pride ourselves on because we come from a professional theater background. And we both have professional standards and want to teach those to the students. And I think it shows, and they're very proud of what we present. And I think that's it. They're showing them how great they can be, whatever it is, whether it's with lighting or set or being, a chorus person.
Yeah. Yeah, from the little things, like the way we do our scene changes, the way we like to present the show to our audience, we want to put it at a certain level, and I think that can be transferred into all kinds of things in life. Presenting yourself a certain way and wanting to do your best at whatever you're doing.
Yes.
So that's a really big one for us is excellence. Another one that came to mind is family. We have a neat ceremony that we do every show called Circle, and it's a really neat moment between the cast and the directors where we all kind of have a bonding moment, and it maybe reminds you a little bit of a retreat closing where there's just this great sense when you leave that there's something that happened to all of us that changed us for good. And so we always carry that into the weekend. It made our whole show great this time. Just having that positive experience of kind of a family where you all give each other hugs and get in a circle and just have this moment that is very private and unique, and it's just the collective of the theater kids and the directors.
Yeah. I would throw in there inclusiveness and diversity because we have had all kinds of people from across the campus come and be part of our performances and part of our productions. And we just had the wrestlers come in, that one of them had won the state championship, and Elliot Rogers. And, it was a completely different type of experience for them. And they felt so loved and welcomed, and not just by us, but by the students, that I think that's very important for them to try to include everyone that may not have a place otherwise.
And Miss Alexander took a big risk of casting a freshman in the lead role because typically a freshman wouldn't maybe have the chops to do a role like that. And
Right, right.
so that was a big risk, but everyone in the cast really kind of got around Sir Jonathan, and he, I think, really grew in the process.
Yeah, as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Go to camps. We offer a drama camp and a show choir camp here at Cathedral during the summer with Camp Cathedral. And those are really great ways to get to know what we do and to springboard into our program.
Right.
Yeah, just to get a sense of where the theater is in the school even, and knowing your way around the building is helpful. And then having the experience of being in a camp, that way your first time on stage isn't auditioning for the first time. It can be, at a camp where you're a little more comfortable and you can be more relaxed. And the other thing I would say is use that all access pass and come see our shows, because it's really inspiring to be in the audience and go, wow, someday I could be up on stage just like Sir Jonathan.
Right.